Laura, I sort of have a what sold on whatnot video for you today. It borders on what I gave away on whatnot, but we're going to go through it. Um, I haven't been feeling well. About 10, 11 days ago, I came down with COVID. I mean, overall, it's been like a really bad cold kind of COVID. It hasn't been like I'm in the hospital, but it's been like a really bad cold. So I had improved a little bit, but then kind of like relapsed again. So I haven't been feeling great. In addition to that, when I went to the thrift store for my sourcing, which I did on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, um, it was a bust, man. Like I got like 8 things that I could use. So I was not feeling it within me to scrounge up the remaining inventory. I like to do 30 new pieces, right? So I thought, okay, I've got all this like old backlog of stuff that I bought primarily for whatnot, and it hasn't been selling, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed with all of my inventory. So I decided to do an entire show of everything $5 starts, 100 pieces, $5 and up. Now I will say that on a lot of these pieces I'm probably breaking even or losing money on most of these pieces after fees and everything, but I really wanted to clear some inventory out, and honestly it was kind of a way to just have a show. um, the value of just having a show where maybe I didn't necessarily make a whole lot of money when you consider my cost of goods is that it keeps me in the algorithm of doing a show. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm consistently every week still showing up. So I sold, it was 37 pieces, but one person canceled. So I sold 36 pieces. Um, one or two of them had a little bidding. I think I sold one thing for like $8 and one or two other things for $6. Not great. Um, the other thing is that I capped shipping. So on Whatnot, I cover shipping over a certain amount. And that used to be $8.35, which is like the 1 to 5 pound rate on shipping. So you can get basically up to 5 pounds shipped for $8.35. And I would cover anything above that. Shipping rates have recently changed. So now it's $8.77 for the 5 pound rate. I am still set up to cover anything over $8.35. So I had a bunch of stuff where I was charged 42 cents for shipping for some of the orders, which is like fine. I should change that. I haven't, whatever. Um, but I also had two items where I was charged shipping. It was like a total of like $6.30, $6.36. But I don't understand why I was charged shipping. It seems like some kind of glitch. The order did not go, I mean, at most I should have been charged 42 cents for that particular customer's order, right? It didn't like go over a weight limit. It's not an international thing, although I don't think I would be covering anything international anyway. I'm not set up to do that. So I don't understand why I'm covering shipping on this. I reached out to Whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and do the shipping anyway because it's not the customer's fault, whatever the situation is. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it. Worst case scenario, if I ate $6 unnecessarily, does that suck? Yes, but I'm not going to like make myself crazy over it. But I did open a ticket with Whatnot, so we'll see what happens. So, um, my oops, please, this okay, great. So, like I said, I sold a total of 36 items. It was $195 before fees. Um, Normally, I would estimate my fees to be around 15%. Things get a little weird because, as I've said before, with every single thing, so like on a $5 order, right, which would what we have here, um, the fee from Whatnot is 8%, right? So that is 40 cents for me. But then there's the payment processing fee, which is like taken by PayPal. And that's the fee that is used to like use a credit card essentially. And that gets charged on every single item. And for every item, it's 2.9% plus a flat fee of 30 cents. So 30 cents is obviously like a much lower percentage of $15 than it is of $5. And then when you add that up 36 times, it's a lot. So my percentage, I can't go by the 15% kind of estimate that I usually use. That would have put me, let me see, I forget already. Um, that would have put me at around $165. I feel like I'm going to be more around like 140 to 150, somewhere in there. So we'll see what happens. let's go through this. And of course, I'll put in the description for the video how much I actually had, because by the time I publish this video, I'll have that information. I just don't get that information until after I've printed all the shipping, which I'm not doing with you on this video. So I had a total of, hold on, let's see. Total of, this Whatnot page is really messing me up right now. Oh my God, it's not telling me. Total of 16 customers, and God bless America. 8 of those are first-time buyers. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing, this is going to a repeat buyer. What number is this? Number 54. Oh, everything is so out of order and such a, there's so many pieces. Let's see, here it is. All right. So these 90s kind of like printed pants sold for $5, right? They're really cute. They're small. They're like a size extra small, I think. So anyway, that's item number 1. I will say that overall, I'm going to be relieved to have a lot of this inventory out of my house. As for the remaining pieces from this show, there's a very good chance that I may donate a bunch of them, because I just can't. I did have somebody during the show ask if I would consider bundling things and doing like 3 pieces for $13. And I said no. I feel like $5 is already so low for me. You know, I'm not paying like $1 a piece at the Goodwill outlet or anything. Generally, my cost of goods is around $3 to $5 per item. So this is not really beneficial for me from a financial standpoint at all. You know, so I didn't want to go ahead and do that. And I don't know if it sounds petty if I end up donating things after the fact, but like, honestly, I don't want to, like, I feel like I'm already doing such a great price for these pieces. So, all right, the next item was this really adorable little 80s pink velour top. It's new old stock, and it sold for $5. So there we go. So as far as the shipping stuff is concerned, I mean, besides whatever weird fluke this was, you know, I never changed it when the shipping price changed. I left it that I would cover anything over $8.35, because I was just like, you know, I did consider at one point changing it. Obviously changing it to the $8.77, which I think is reasonable, you know. But the other thing, I don't think it's a big incentive for somebody to be like, oh, well, she covers that 42 cents. I don't think that's like making or breaking anybody. So, but the other thing I considered was like covering anything over like a lower dollar amount, but I didn't want to do anything over $5. I'd be paying a lot of shipping, I think. And I didn't, like, $7 again seems like I feel like people are either going to want to know that they're capped out at the 5-pound mark, or like if it was $5, I think that would be a greater incentive. But people don't even see, they see that you offer reduced shipping, but they don't see what that amount is, I think, until they're in the show or something. Maybe if they click on it, I don't know. I think enough people are accustomed to the, you know, shipping being capped at whatever the 5-pound rate is, that they just kind of assume when they see that reduced shipping that that's what that is. So, all right, this next buyer purchased 3 items. We have this belt, little 80s situation. This was $5. Everything that this purchase had was $5. Then this cute little gingham blouse, $5. And actually fold this one. So I can feel my sinus getting stuffed up again. When I first got sick, I had like a day where I felt really just kind of wiped out. And then, you know, like just tired and a little lethargic and kind of weak. Nothing crazy. I just was useless for a day. And then I was having a lot of coughing and congestion issues and stuff. Then I got better. My energy, that one day I was wiped out. There was a second day where I was like half the day I was wiped out. And then after that, my energy had been really good. And then I just had like a little residual cough hanging in there. But I was like, okay, this is, going away. I felt like I was getting better. And I have a friend who was like, hey, just, you know, be careful because it'll seem like you're feeling better. And then you'll like get hit again with another bout. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, that won't happen to me in my head. And hey, guess what? Guess what happened to me? So, um, but it was weird because the relapse for me was just this like sinus pain. And it was sinus congestion. It wasn't even nasal congestion. It was sinus all right back in here. And it is like this hurts right here to press on it. Um, so, I wasn't super pumped about that, but it is what it is. And I guess you know, things could be a lot worse. Let's see, how can I fold this belt up? All right, it's gonna have to go like that. So, I'm not super excited about it, but I'm not in the hospital. So that's good. Let's see, let's get this packaged up here. All right, got that. Oop. All right, next is another single item. This is going to a new to me buyer. She bought this little t-shirt. It's a little ski lodge t-shirt. This had been in a few shows. All of these pieces have been in many Whatnot shows. I haven't had this in a show for a very long time, but a couple of the shows that I did have it in, it got some nice attention. Obviously, just never got purchased, but people would request it a couple of times, and they got some comments about how it was cute and blah blah blah. It's all nice, but nobody ever bought it. So anyway, now it's out. It's very hard to constantly be coming up with this amount of new inventory for Whatnot, especially when I'm relying on thrifting primarily. All right, next is a new to me buyer who purchased 3 items. So she got this little rayon skirt. It's very cute. $5. Everything so far still $5. $5. So on a $5 item after fees, it varies a little bit because my Whatnot commission, my 8% fee, that's the same. It's just going to be straight on the item cost on the $5. But the payment processing fee, the 2.9% plus 30 cents, that gets charged for the customer's total. So whatever they paid for shipping, taxes, and the item. So my commission, my earnings varies a little bit from one $5 item to the next. So I was looking through some of them. Sometimes it's like $3.98. Sometimes it's $3.94. This item is a cute little terry cloth tube dress. It's by Meekin. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. They're like either a skater or surfer style brand. I don't know which one. I don't remember. So, but let's see. Get this all folded back up. Yeah, so that's how I figured out that I'm probably going to be around $140 as I looked at like the $3.93 and multiplied that by 36. The third item she got was this skirt, very cute, $5. So anyway, so now my sinuses are still ouchy, but yesterday all day my sinuses were really painful. And then probably like an hour before bed, they finally calmed down. I like finally felt okay. And I mean, and of course I was taking like decongestant and I was taking ibuprofen. Just wasn't really helping. I don't know if this is going to fit in this bag. I'm gonna have to use a bigger one, and it's like too small for the bigger bag. I think this is the really, really bigger bag. Hold on. I just got to go get the not quite as gigantic bag. So that's better. Here we go. I thought these are the ones. I have like a very large size bag, and then I have like a middle of the road bag. Anyway, yeah, this is still like obscenely large for this, whatever. So anyway, about like an hour before bed, my sinuses finally felt like a little bit okay. But then overnight, look at this. This is ridiculous. So feel like if I put it in a smaller bag, it's just gonna be totally like jammed in there, like obnoxiously. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit. Never mind. Just not even gonna try. I do not have it in me today. All right. Next is a repeat buyer who purchased 3 items. I love this buyer. First, she got this like gauzy, it might be like a swimsuit cover up type of top. This was $5. Everything she got was $5. So I was definitely hoping I would get some more bidding up activity, but here's the thing with Whatnot. It sounds really exciting to be like $5, $5 starts. And on Whatnot, that's not that big a deal. Like, I feel like people on Whatnot get super excited about auctions that start at like $1 or $3, somewhere in there. But like for $5 and up, they don't get so excited about the start price. It's about how good the inventory is. So if you're starting something like Kick Ass for $15, you might get some bidding action. If you're starting something that's pretty nice for $15, you get like 1 or 2 people bidding. I do anyway, right? It always depends on the size of your audience and everything. This little Adrienne Pepel secretary dress, $5. I know I paid more than $5 on this one. Like at best case scenario, I paid like around $5, but I think it was probably likely that it was more like 6 to 8. So, all right. Here's the thing. I keep looking at this and not wanting to photograph it to put it on Etsy. And sometimes that's how it's like, okay, and I don't even think this stuff is like not desirable in that way. I started following a creator on Instagram and she dresses totally like very 80s. She does a lot of these kind of secretary style dresses. She does style her hair and makeup in a little bit more of a punk to goth type of thing. She's adorable. But like I know that people who enjoy this aesthetic are out there. I just don't know if I'm not marketing properly for it, if I'm just not known for it as well. Like, the algorithms on all these selling platforms kind of figure you out. This is the third thing this customer purchased. This is a fun little like robe nightgown type of thing. It's got some weird alterations to it, but it's cute regardless. So I'm glad she bought it. It's adorable. Like somebody hemmed it and the hem is kind of a little uneven and there's a weird pocket that somebody added on and there's a little bit of fade to the garment, but that's kind of common with this type of fabric, or can be common. All right, another one. This is going to be way too big for this bag. Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, it can, but it won't be fun for anyone. I think that other bag I used for that previous thing was a Gigundo bag. Because this looks like it's not going to be, this is definitely smaller. I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry. I'm not brain foggy, but I'm just, yeah, look, that's so much better. Like it's obviously big, but it's not stupid. So, all right, I'll fix the other one later. Next, 2 pieces, repeat customer for me. First item was this cute little top. This one is not quite as financially painful for me. This was in my own personal closet for a very long time. I think it's a really sweet blouse. It's cotton, buttons up the back. What do you call it? I just don't wear this type of clothing very much anymore. Like this was, I used to wear this to work when I got to work. And so it was nice in that respect. It would look really cute with like a nice little pencil skirt or something. And I liked it because it's like a great vintage style blouse. And it was cotton and the pretty colors and blah. But I just don't live that kind of life anymore. The second item that they purchased was this dress. Whoops. So I don't know if this tag will show. Might blow out, yeah. Andrea Odassini, I think. I've had this for ages. I stuck it in a couple Whatnot shows. It's really cute. It's like a silk shift dress type of thing. Just, it's got these great open sleeves, but I felt like, I mean, I never tried to do photographs for Etsy or anything. When I photographed it for Whatnot, I didn't do a great job photographing it. I modeled it, but it was just kind of like meh looking, I thought. And again, to a degree, part of that opinion is just it's not my personal style as far as something that I would wear. Um, I don't know. I just couldn't get the enthusiasm going, try and list it. And for me, that seems to be a kind of an important factor. Um, so, all right, let's see. Those two, right? Two? Yes. Next. Those were also $5 each. We're still $5 each. All right. Next person purchased 2 items from me. First is this pair of Wrangler shorts. These I know that I got for free. They came from that 70s attic haul a while back. Had those in several Whatnot shows. And then this is a cute little, like a 50s era blouse. It was probably a dress at some point, and someone chopped the bottom off and added a lace border. It's really cute. And these both sold for $5. Let's see. Do this button. There. All right. Oh, my back is hurting from bending over at a weird angle. In addition to these Whatnot packages, I have 2 other orders to ship today. One is from Depop. And it's crazy. It's just like, it's this very cute little, like it's an oversized crochet doily thing in hot pink. It's a really cute piece. Just sort of got ordered out of nowhere. I forget how much it sold, but $25, something like that. And then a pair of panties on eBay, Victoria's Secret. I think I had them listed for 30. Somebody offered me 20. I took it. They've been listed for ages. Okay, next I have a 4-item order. Sorry. One of these pieces got bids. I think it was this one. Yes. Because for 4 items, it came to $21 instead of 20. So this is the one that sold for $6 instead of $5. Rolling in the money. All right. So this, very cute. Let's see. Holding this up. Now I'm just thinking about inventory, and I know I've talked about it a lot of times that the sellers on Whatnot that I really sort of admire and would like to emulate, they are not working at the small scale in which I am working. I need a lint roller, and I don't know what I did with it. There it is. Yay. So they have larger spaces to store things. They, potentially have larger budgets to work with than I do. It is a whole like scaling kind of situation, because my space itself is small, that determines the way in which I work. My inventory storage takes up about half of my working space. I have to shuffle things around when I want to do different tasks. So there's not a smooth flow as I would like there to be. Parrot dress. Look at that. Parrots on the sleeve. So cute. Just a little Moo style dress. Sold for $5. So I'm comparing what I do to people who have a much different situation than I do, right? I rely, as you know, primarily on thrifting for my sourcing. And there are times that I get like a really nice big bunch of stuff in some other manner, Facebook Marketplace, the vintage stylist lady. I've had those opportunities come up, the 70s attic. However, it is not consistent enough. And when those opportunities have come up for me, they frequently involve a lot of work on the back end. There are things that need a lot of washing, maybe some repairing. And by washing, I don't just mean throwing in the washing machine. I mean like actual soaking, removing odors and things like that. So let me see. The third item this person purchased, number 73, was this blouse, right? $5. So, and again, because my space is limited, all of these things sort of factor in. I would love to be able to get stuff from people like Vintage Stylist Lady all the time on a regular basis. I do still believe that I should probably investigate the Goodwill outlet further. I told you before, I've been there twice. There's one 15 minutes away from my house. The first time I was there was when they just opened, and that was not the height of COVID, but when they were just starting to open things back up. So they were limiting the number of people who could come in. There was a lot of social distancing. So it was a very pleasant experience, right? This blouse, $5. And then the second time I tried to go, and I say tried, I went, took forever to find a spot in the parking lot. And then when I tried to go inside, I think they may have been doing a change out of the bins. So everybody was in like that central holding room, but that was packed, like insane. And I just immediately turned around. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to fight with people, and when I read the reviews online for my local Goodwill bins, they're terrible. And too many of them are referring to the fact that there's a lot of resellers, which, fine, but that essentially like, so they'll roll out new bins, and the bins, it's like a giant plastic table with like edges, like a shallow bin table, and they roll them out, and then, but you have to like stand back. Everybody has to stand behind a line till they get the new bins out. And then when they allow you to go forward, people race forward, they grab armloads of stuff, throw it in their cart, and then sort through it from their cart. And I can't, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? But also I suspect that while those things are, I'm sure, legitimately happening, I think there are also, even with that, it still could be a very good experience for me. So I need to like get it together and try and go again one day. It could be really good. The one time I went and got inventory, I have to say, like, I got stuff, but it wasn't like, I wasn't, floored by anything that I got. It was like, yeah, this will do the job, whatever, So I don't know. All right, this next buyer purchased 4 items, new to me buyer, $5 each. First is this black velvet Albert Nippon dress. And it's cute. I just like when I got it because it was Albert Nippon, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry. But that's about where my enthusiasm for this dress ended. It's velvet and Albert Nippon, and that's it. So I couldn't get and I think even when I looked it up for resale to list on Etsy or whatever, it wasn't like any super impressive resale amount. This piece, I don't remember where I got this from. I think this was from some sort of the attic haul or a massive estate sale where I got like a huge load of, I don't remember. I do remember that it was originally white and needed to be like, it was like dingy white. It wasn't coming clean. This may even have been like, whatever. I've had this a long time. I got it from some sort of bulk purchase. So anyway, sold for $5. It's like some sort of probably a swimsuit cover-up type of situation. Then they also purchased this jumpsuit, which thank God, I'm glad I got rid of this. It's a really cute jumpsuit, but it's a fucking petite size. And a lot of times in the 90s especially, they were marking a lot of things petite, but there was nothing about them that sort of precluded them from being a standard fit, Usually a petite size is going to indicate shorter, not necessarily smaller, just shorter. So a shorter torso, shorter leg inseam, things like that. But a lot of times it'll just be like a skirt that they mark petite, and it's just like, okay, anybody can wear this. And even sometimes like dresses and things, they'll mark them petite, but I can put them on myself with no problem, and I'm tall. So, but this, the shoulder to crotch, it did not want to get on my mannequin. So it's like, okay, this is truly petite. And, I don't know how many people are searching for petite size vintage on Etsy, or eBay or anywhere else. This prom dress thing, which I know I lost money on because I spent I feel like I spent like $7. It could have been as low as 5, but I think it was like 7 something. I got 2 of them and they both sold today. So I guess I'm glad I sold them. Like when I bought them, I thought they were like kitschy and, whatever, but I just haven't been super pumped about the decision ever since. So I am glad to have sold them. It sucks that I lost money on them, but whatever. They're out. They are out. I really need to be able to focus more on inventory that I'm excited about. And even with clearing these pieces out, I mean, I've got so much stuff. This dress does not want to fold up in any way that looks even remotely attractive. Is this the final piece one? Yeah. All right. Let's see. I've got so much inventory still that I have to figure out and list and whatever. And with not feeling well, that's also sort of hindered me. I really need to take some photos for Etsy. I have a bunch of stuff that's drafted. I just don't have photos for it yet, but I have not really felt well enough to do photos. Does not want to squish into this bag. It's going to do it. It'll fit fine. It's just awkward getting it in there. There we go. Okay. Not my prettiest work, but $5 each. So, oh, sorry about that. All right, next. Oh my God, this is not ending ever. Oh, okay. Next, 2 items going to a new to me customer. This leopard print dress. Where'd you go? Here. This thing. Right? $5. All right, let's see. Fold her all up. And then the second thing was this shirt. This is phenomenal. I don't know how I haven't sold this in some other show. Like this is all like, okay, cool, like whatever, very Y2K. But these sleeves, look at this. That's insane. I don't know how I haven't sold it. I didn't want to put it in this show. I really wanted to list it on Etsy or whatever, but there were a handful of pieces in here that I was not originally going to add, but I wanted to have 100 items and I was struggling to get there. And, again, just sort of not feeling well, last minute, blah, blah, blah. So I threw some stuff in that, I in a perfect world would not have included, but let me get this in here. This bagging is terrible. Terrible. All right, let's see. Next is a new to me buyer who purchased 4 items. So first is, please let go. This very cute little crushed velvet dress. It's adorable, but you're not really seeing. It's like a very amethyst purple, but the underarms had been a little bleached out. So not the worst thing, but it's a thing I didn't notice when I purchased it. And so, it makes it a little harder to sell. So that sold $5. Yay. Okay, there's that. Number 2 was this skirt. you know, it's fine. Not necessarily my aesthetic or vibe ideally, but it was one of those things that I bought. I'm sure it was cheap. Um, and I bought it specifically for Whatnot shows. I wouldn't have gotten this like for Etsy or eBay if I was not, you know, if I was not trying to pound out inventory constantly. I probably would never have bought it. Black velvet dress, little puff sleeves. If I remember correctly, I got this from my local thrift guy. So again, maybe something I wouldn't have picked up at my regular thrift, but I was supporting my small business local thrift guy. So, you know, um, needs a little lint rolliness as well. There we go. Let's see. Oh, my back is killing me. 2:17. My post office closes at 4. Oops. So I've got to, after I do this video with you where I'm wrapping all these things, then I have to go and print all the shipping labels. And it doesn't take quite as long, but it does take almost as long as wrapping everything up. And then I have to pull my eBay and Depop sales, wrap them, the post office. I feel like there's a very good chance I'm going to crash after all of this and do nothing for the rest of the day. I'd like to think that I would do some photos, but I'm pretty sure that I will not be doing photos. All right, terrible folding job again. And then finally, this dress. This is really cute. It's a little like boutique dress. It's got some smocked elastic on the back of the waist, which is not in the best shape, which doesn't really matter because it ties at the waist. So the waist ties go around the back and they're hiding that elastic anyway. But then also the sleeves have like a piping on them, and that piping is a little bit frayed in a couple spots. So, you know, just had some minor flaws. This is another piece I was kind of surprised that it hadn't sold earlier, but there we are. So let's see that. All right. That is just like the worst folding job. My God. Awful. Oh, well. Terrible, terrible, terrible. All right. Let's see. Stick that in here. Those are all $5 each. Okay. Let's see. Oops. All right. Next, this one item is going to a new to me buyer. It's the second sort of bridesmaid prom dress. This person mentioned during the show that they might cut the skirt of this off and turn this into a blouse, which I think would also be really cute. The sleeves on this are great. You know, and then there's that. So let's see if I can fold this up like a normal friggin' person. Not really. So much skirt. Oh, okay. Let's see. This is such a mess. It's such a mess. It's so hard to fold stuff like this. All right, what I'm going to do. Let's see. This is, oops, not ideal. There we go. Squash, squash, squash. I don't like squashing, but sometimes you just got to squash. Squash, 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 squash. All right. Whatever. Next. 2 items. New to me buyer. Got this Leslie Faye dress. This is a plus size, size 3X. Cute. Sold for $5. Like everything else. see. I admittedly got this dress probably because it was plus size. So, plus size is another thing that I do tend to buy things because they're larger, just to have some plus size offerings, but they're style wise not necessarily things that I'm super excited about. And then they also purchased this skirt, so cute. And this came from this 70s attic haul. So at least I didn't pay anything for this. I think actually, maybe I thrifted this. I don't remember. I thought it came from the 70s haul though. Either way, sold for $5. It is what it is. And like, yes, while there's an overall break even / loss on today's profits, this is all also sort of money that's already been spent. It's already gone. And this stuff is sitting here making me sort of miserable. So that was kind of it. I was like, okay, well, at least it's something coming in, you know. This is the next item that sold. Only item to this buyer, new to me buyer. This is it's a Y2K, the Vertigo brand. I used to love Vertigo. They had a store in a mall near me and I would buy pants from them. The pants were really long inseams and they were very like stretchy and comfortable, kind of dressy pants. So I would wear them to work. They were great, but they were expensive. Like this is like in the 2000s and they were like $150, $180 and I would get them on sale, but I was still probably paying like the lowest I probably was paying was $70 for a pair of pants, which now to me is horrifying because everything I buy is like $5 now. So, oh my God, the last package. Thank you. Last package, 2 items. One I believe sold for $5. Yes. So that was this skirt, which again almost didn't make it in, but very cute little Y2K skirt. This sold for $5. Very weird vehicle noises happening outside. Okay, and then second item was this romper, which is I think a size large. It's a very like, oops, I unzipped it. It's a super deep V-neck. I think that's part of the reason why it hasn't sold before, but this one got bid up to $8. What? $8? So that was my crazy bidding activity today. And yeah, that's everything. The last item that's here on this rack is this dress, but this was the item that was canceled. So she said she bought it for someone else and didn't realize until after the fact that based on the measurements, it would not fit. And I don't really like, I don't get a lot of cancellation requests on Whatnot, but when you look at the Whatnot groups on Facebook, people in there generally have an attitude of like, too bad for you, no cancellations, all sales are final, I'm not canceling it. Like, I don't have that opinion. Maybe if I was getting cancellations like 5 times a show, I would feel differently, but I very rarely get it. There's no sense in forcing somebody to buy something they don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like it sold for $5. It's not like it got bid up to 85 and then she canceled on me. So, you know, canceled it, no problem. But anyway, that's everything. So it was good. I am happy that the inventory is leaving. I am happy that I had a show that made some sales. I'll be happy for the like $42 that I get by the time I'm done doing all of this work. So will I do one of these again? Maybe. I hope I don't have to. I mean, the big impetus to do this, besides the fact that it was like a lazy way to do a show, was just I haven't been very enthusiastic about a lot of this inventory. So it does feel good to like move it out and not have to stare at it and shuffle it around and, you know, pick it up and go, I should list this. And I'm like, I don't want to, and put it, you know. So that's that. I got to go print all this shipping. And hopefully the next time I see you, I will be coming to you with an awesome sourcing video. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching this. I will see you again soon.